Keep your eye on the red bullseye. Yes, keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike.
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
At 59, American.
Fine tobacco is what counts in a cigarette. And
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
And fine tobacco means real deep down smoking enjoyment for you. So,
Keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike.
and smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
From Hollywood, Lucky Strike presents the Jack Paar program with Trudy Irwin, Jerry Fielding in the orchestra, yours truly, High Haverback, and starring America's new young humorist, Jack Paar.
Thank you. This is Jack Paar. Hello, and a special message to the Unemployment Compensation Commission. No matter what Jack Benny tells you, take him off the list. He goes back to work next Sunday. The vacation did Mr. Benny a lot of good, I think. He looks at least an hour and a half younger, I feel. Are you reading over my shoulder out there? What's going on? I noticed he wears his toupee a little differently this year. The part in his hair now runs from ear to ear. It looks rather smart, but when you talk to him, you find yourself whispering in his nose. Well, let's look at the news this week. This has been a rather busy week here on the West Coast. The burlesque show in Los Angeles was raided. Somebody pinched the fan dancer after she was arrested. I also read in the paper where more babies are born in Los Angeles than any other place in the country. The reason for this is not quite known. But according to a recent Gallup poll, 11% of the people think it's because of the sunshine, 16% think it's because of so much orange juice, and not on the straight lines now, and 89% blame the whole thing on does. And this is the season for county fairs. They're a lot of fun, these county fairs. The lady next door to us won a prize for her upside-down cake. Of course, she's an upside-down cook. I knew she was upside down because all her clothes were made that way. But despite old-fashioned things such as county fairs, we're now living in a push-button age. I saw a wonderful modern gadget in the kitchen of a new house the other day. You push the button, and it lights the gas by rubbing two sticks together. What an age we're living in, too. Soon everyone will have a heliocopter, a new radio, a helicopter. Why, I even heard of a new kind of toothbrush. It's a tooth on a stick for cleaning brushes. I knew I'd get you sooner or later. You can't be gotta give in there.
Say, Jack, I heard of a wonderful invention to help the housewives.
What is it, Hi?
It's a combination eyebrow tweezers and ice tongs.
We sound like Sweeney and March without Sweeney, don't we? Egad, what an idea, Hi.
And here's another one. It's a new kind of dandruff to stop falling Vaseline.
Yes, Hi, this is the age of science. I heard of a new preparation that'll grow hair on a billiard ball.
Does it work?
Yes, but it sure slows down the game. So this week, Hi, we're going to investigate hair tonics.
As an educational feature, we bring you Jack Parr's Report to the Consumer. Today, Volume 1, Number 4, Hair Tonics.
Friends, hair tonics are sold in many forms. The most popular is liquid. Then there's powder, cream, tablet, injection, and it even comes frozen on a stick for the kiddies. This latter type is called a Kreml-sickle. Thanks to Kreml-sickles, we have very few bald-headed children. Some hair tonics make extravagant claims. Of course, many of these claims are well-founded. I investigated one tonic by rubbing some on my scalp with my fingertips. In 3 weeks, I had grown a luxurious growth of hair on the tips of my fingers. Now I can paint my house without buying a brush. I just take off my wristwatch and start to work. After reviewing all the hair tonics and hair restorers on the market, I've come to the conclusion that there's only one complete cure for baldness. And that cure for baldness is called
Adam Hats.
A survey recently taken by an unidentified pickpocket has been recovered and proves conclusively that the average American has more hair on his shoulders than he has on his head. This is a dangerous trend. Listen to what was said by an average housewife.
I am a redhead. I also have red hair. Last week, however, I noticed 2 blonde hairs, one on each shoulder of my bald-headed husband. I removed them. The shoulders, that is. However, this did not prove practical, as his shirt collar now slips to his hip.
For an intimate glimpse behind the scenes of hair tonic manufacture, we take you now to the private offices of DuraPower Mainspring, hair tonic tycoon, who produces Grumo, the hair grower that completely eliminates foreheads.
Gentlemen, I've called you here to discuss our Chicago sales manager. Hotchkiss must go. It isn't proper for a hair tonic company to be represented by a bald-headed man.
Oh, but DuraPower, Hotchkiss isn't that bald.
Oh, no. His head is so shiny and slippery, his ears keep falling to the floor.
Well, don't fire him, DuraPower. Maybe he can wear his eyebrows in an upsweep.
Say, I have an idea for a new product, Chief.
What is it, Simpkins?
Well, I have the plans right here, sir. It's a comb with real teeth.
Real teeth. What's the idea?
Well, you see, with this comb, if your scalp bites, you can bite it back.
There's something frightening about you, Simpkins. Must you parade around the office in your linoleum shorts?
DuraPower, who is that distinguished-looking gentleman sitting in the corner with bobby pins holding up his bobby sock?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Gentlemen, I want you to meet a new member of our firm, the former dean of the Main Street Tonic Institute. Dean, will you please introduce yourself?
Certainement. My name is Rudy S. Lapé.
What's the S stand for?
Nothing. My father dropped a noodle on my birth certificate.
Now, Dean, I understand that you have perfected a new type of hairdressing.
Oh, oui, monsieur. Tell me, Monsieur Mainspring, do you have unruly hair?
Well, I don't know. I never tried to rule it.
Will monsieur please look at my hair? You see how neat and well coiffed it is?
Yes, it's very well groomed. How do you keep it down?
Very simple, monsieur. Thumbtacks.
What an idea. Thumbtacks. I must admit it looks neater than Scotch tape. But let's get to the point. How does your new preparation work?
Oh, very simple, monsieur. On a Monday, you rub a little of my cream into your scalp. Tuesday, you rub a little more. Wednesday, you rub more. Thursday and Friday the same. And before you know it,
Yes?
the whole week is gone.
Incredible. Thus, a new hair preparation is put on the market. Next comes the advertising. We unsuspecting consumers turn on our radios and we hear...
Man, are you losing your hair? Is your scalp so shiny that you have to switch your forehead to dim when passing a pedestrian? Then buy Grumo. Grumo contains no harmful impurities such as vitamins. Grumo trains your hair. It trains hair to lie down flat, sit up and beg, or go out and fetch an evening paper. And when you buy Grumo, remember, Grumo is not sold in jars. It is not sold in the tube. It is not sold in bottles. Grumo is sold only in drugstores. Grumo will make your hair come in heavy. Listen to what Mr. H.P. of Grand Rapids has to say.
I was completely bald. I used Grumo and my hair came in heavy. I only grew one hair, but it weighs 12 pounds. Thank you. Many listeners have written to me asking if they could hear more of our young maestro Jerry Fielding's voice. So here he is. Jerry, is there anything you'd care to say?
Nope.
Would you care to tell us what you're going to play?
Nope.
Well, do you like being on the radio?
Nope.
Well, enough of this smart talk. The orchestra will now play I'm Just Wild About Harry. This features Jerry and his magic nope.
Keep your eye on the red bullseye. Yes, keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike.
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, and fine tobacco is what counts in a cigarette. Lucky Strike presents The Man Who Knows. Mr. Floyd Clay of Versailles, Kentucky, operates one of the largest tobacco warehouses in the world. He said recently,
Up through the years, I've seen American buy tobacco that's ripe and mild. Tobacco with real flavor and mellowness.
And that's not all, for as Mr. Clay also said,
I've smoked Luckers myself for 17 years.
and as Lucky Strike smokers say,
That's my kind of a cigarette. Real smooth smoking.
keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike. And remember,
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike.
Now, kiddies, it's time for another weekly meeting of Uncle Jack's Club. And here to bring you all the latest club news is your Uncle Jack.
Hello, kids of America. Here's the news from our club chapters. We have a report here from the president of our Savannah, Georgia chapter, little Irving Center. Irving has invented something that's just super ginger cream peachy for all of you kids who don't like your teacher. It's a bright, shiny red apple. One bite and the whole school blows up. Now, kids of America, we come to Uncle Jack's open forum, where your representatives are here to discuss topics of importance to all the kids. First, let me introduce little Agatha McCarthy, age 8, one of our real enthusiastic members from enthusiastic Idaho. Mistress McCarthy?
Thank you, Uncle Jack.
I see, honey. Agatha, before you begin, tell us, how do you like Los Angeles?
Oh, it's grand. Hollywood is everything they say it is.
Really?
Yes. Do you know that yesterday I bought a lollipop, and the handler was genuine Naughty Pine?
Naughty Pine. What flavor was the lollipop?
Redwood.
Oh. That accounts for the splinter in your lip, I see. We'll be back with you in just a few moments, Agatha. Now let me introduce Master Jonathan Upjohn, 9 years old, from San Francisco, Alabama. Incidentally, last week he was playing mumbly peg with his new Boy Scout knife. The knife slipped, and he accidentally cut off one of his mumbly. Master Upjohn?
Thank you, Uncle Jack.
It's nice to have you with us, Jonathan. But why didn't you tell us you were coming a few days ago?
I didn't know I was coming. You see, I was entered in the soapbox derby at Akron, Ohio, and my car got away from me.
Well, what kind of soapbox auto were you driving?
A hopped-up 1947 Rinso.
Isn't that sudsy? We'll be back to you in a moment, Jonathan. Now let's meet our third guest, little Tex Austin from New Mexico. Well, Tex, how do you like Los Angeles? You must be bashful, the poor kid. Tex, are you glad to be here? Ah, those silent Westerners. Well, never mind, Tex. We'll be back to you later.
Howdy, ma'am.
Oh, so you finally opened up. Well, tell us, Tex, how do you like Los Angeles?
Howdy, ma'am.
We'll be back to you in a moment, Tex. Now on with the forum. First, little Agatha McCarthy. What is your topic, Aggie?
Uncle Jack, friends, and fellow children. We kids are faced with a horrible black market in bubble gum. Not only is black market bubble gum expensive, but the quality of it is definitely inferior.
You're so right, Aggie. One of our members blew a big bubble with some black market gum. Just as he got it full blown, it backfired and blew a hole in his neck.
Uncle Jack, I've been blowing bubbles for the last 2 years without spending a penny on black market gum.
Incredible. How do you do it?
Soap.
Well, isn't that sudsy? I always say that when I'm stuck for an ad lib. Tex Austin has his hand raised now. What have you got to say about the bubblegum situation, Tex?
Howdy, ma'am.
Don't laugh, folks. This kid may be our next president. Now back to little Jonathan Upjohn.
I'm here to talk about the terrible crowded conditions in our schoolrooms. It's awful. Why, my school is so packed with kids that we have to go to school in shifts.
When do you go?
Between 2 and 5 in the morning.
I see. And what are you studying?
I don't know. They don't turn the lights on.
Well, that's quite a problem. Agatha, what do you suggest we do to relieve the crowded conditions in schoolrooms?
Get rid of the teachers.
I see. An excellent suggestion. Well, kids, I guess that concludes our little forum for...
Just a second, Uncle Jack.
I beg your pardon. Who are you?
My name is Passion DiMaggio. And I'm 8 years old.
Eight years old, huh? How come you're so well advanced if you're only 8?
I read a lot.
Aren't you rather tall for your age?
I'm standing on my sister.
Oh, I see. Well, that's a lovely peekaboo waist you're wearing.
That's no peekaboo waist. That's my sister. She's nosy.
Howdy, ma'am.
You keep out of it! You stay away, Tex. Now, Passion, just what do you want? This is an open forum.
I know. I thought we could have more fun if we continue it later. At the playground.
The playground?
I'll meet you behind the seesaw.
Good. Bring something round. We'll have a ball. And now it's time for our lovely vocalist, Trudy Irwin. People ask, how does Trudy memorize all the words to the songs she sings? Actually, she doesn't memorize the words. She has the lyrics pasted to her eyelids. Trudy, would you care to tell us the title of your number tonight?
Nope.
Well, so much for collective bargaining. Sing, Trudy.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I would swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. It's almost like being in love.
Thank you, Trudy. Friends, America is a world power today because of her fighting spirit, the teamwork of her peoples, and her patriotic fervor. For proof of this, look at our motto, E pluribus unum, which means
one out of many.
Look at the motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, which means
always faithful.
And, of course, the famous motto of the Post Office, neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. And that means...
Which way is Hollywood and Vine?
Like most of us, I've always taken the post office department for granted. But yesterday I happened to overhear a conversation between two postmen.
Hiya, Freddie. Say, I see you got a fancy new suede mailbag. Gee, a two-tone brown and white sports model.
Yeah, I've just been transferred to Beverly Hills.
Oh, boy, what a route. Out there with all those movie stars.
Oh, it's not as easy as it sounds. I almost broke my back yesterday delivering a package to Orson Welles.
What was in it?
Orson Welles.
Well, that isn't so bad. You should see that route I've got.
What's wrong with it?
I got a tree surgeon on top of a hill.
Oh, those hills are murder to climb.
Look, hills I don't mind. It's that tree surgeon. People keep mailing him sick eucalyptus trees.
Friends, let's face it, the mailmen of America have a tough job. Imagine how they must feel every spring and winter when Sears Roebuck sends out those new catalogs. At the end of the day, the postman is so flat-footed he can applaud from either end. Now, postmen have always had a tough time, starting with the first airmail letters delivered by Paul Revere.
Paul Revere? Well, they didn't have airmail in those days.
Paul had a very tall horse. Yes, it was a thankless job then, and it's the same now. Let's look in on a mailman coming home from a hard day's delivery with his pouch dragging.
Hello, dear. Oh, you must have had a terrible day.
Yes, darling, how can you tell?
All the shine has gone out of your leather bow tie.
Yes, today was really murder. If only I could afford to hire a caddy. That reminds me, where's our little daughter, Prudence?
Here I am, Daddy, behind the sofa playing post office.
Well, Prudence, you can't play post office all by yourself.
I'm not all by myself, Mama.
Who's with you?
Howdy, ma'am.
Perhaps the answer to the mailman's troubles can best be answered by a mailman himself. Here's postal carrier Jesse Schimble to give us his solution.
Don't write. Telegraph.
Now here's a word from a telegraph operator.
Don't telegraph, telephone.
And here's a word from a telephone operator.
Drop dead.
Of course, friends, there is a practical solution to the whole thing. I have an idea that'll benefit every mailman in the country. Friends, next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, let's everybody in America move into the same apartment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an old American custom to help the other fellow. And one of the best ways I know of helping those in need is through the community chest. By treating vital problems as they arise, Red Feather Services prevent these problems from spreading throughout the community and affecting the welfare of the nation. By giving to the community chest, you benefit millions of Americans directly and all of us indirectly. The sign of the Red Feather is the sign of a good neighbor. So give generously to the community chest. Thank you.
Jack Paar will be back in just a moment. But first,
Keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike.
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
American.
Lucky Strike presents The Man Who Knows, Mr. Charles Belvin, well-known independent tobacco buyer of Durham, North Carolina. Not long ago, he said,
Season after season, at market after market, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine, ripe, mild tobacco.
Year after year, experts like Mr. Belvin, men born and raised in the tobacco business, can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco. So,
keep your eye on the red bullseye. Yes, keep your eye on the red bullseye. Keep your eye on Lucky Strike. And remember,
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last program of the summer season for all of us on this show. Next week, Jack Benny returns at this time. On behalf of the cast, I want to publicly thank Mr. Benny for this wonderful opportunity. It takes a very kind and very gracious man to give new people a chance. Jack Benny's that kind of a person. Now may I mention a few of the people who made this show possible. In our cast each week were such fine performers as Hans Conrad, Florence Hallett, and Doris Singleton. Our producer was Bob Nye, Charlie Buck of NBC, and George Foster, the wonderful engineer. And last but certainly not least expensive are the writers who have worked with me on these scripts. It was Jack Douglas, Hal Cantor, Seaman Jacobs, and Leo Solomon. And my thanks to the NBC censor who has been so cooperative. I'd like to mention his name, but I can't because it sounds naughty. Good night, everybody.
next Wednesday night, America's newest comedy sensation, Jack Paar, will be heard on another network at a new time. Consult your local paper for the exact station and hour of broadcast. And right here, next Sunday night, in the regular Jack Benny time spot, it will be Jack Benny himself. Yes, Jack, Mary, and all the gang, right here on Sunday, October 5th. Be with us, won't you? Remember, for the tops in radio entertainment, set your dial to NBC Saturday night for your hit parade with Doris Day, Axel Stordahl, Ken Lane and the Hit Paraders, and starring Frank Sinatra.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.